Hey, Scott Austin here, and I want to show you in this video a complex project that we did for Dietz Paddling. So Dietz Paddling is a company out of Sweden that specializes in boats and paddles and gear for kayakers, surf skis, and competitive paddlers of all sorts. And the complexity behind this project was before we did this project, Dietz was operating three separate Shopify stores for three different markets, right? One was for Sweden, which has their own Swedish currency, the kroner, and was in the Swedish language. The second was for Germany, which was in German and it was using the euro. And the third one was for the rest of Europe, which was in English and using the euro. So they had three separate stores, so the product catalog was replicated three times, but there were certain products they didn't have availability or rights to sell in certain markets, which is one of the reasons that when they originally built out the Dietz Paddling store, they came up with multiple stores, was so that they could separate out the product catalogs. But since then, Shopify now has Shopify Markets, which allows you to have different stores under different countries or markets with different rules, like showing these products in this market and not in other markets. So we wanted to combine the three stores into one to save them the money for the Shopify store fees and to save the money for all the different apps that they were using. So, you got Klaviyo in three different stores, you got Judge Me in three different stores, and a lot of different apps they're using times three every time. And then also the staff overhead to manage three separate stores. There's a complexity involved in doing all that. And I say it's a complex project or a big project because this is the first one that I had done using the new markets functionality. And even today, I haven't done one as complex as this, and the complexity being that we're doing three different markets under three different URLs with three different currencies, or two different currencies, three different languages, and we wanted to have the languages change between things. And there's a lot of apps that are used in this store for advanced functionality, and we had to make those multi-market capable wherever possible. And then we had to come up with some custom solutions to work around those things where it wasn't possible. So let's do a little show and tell here of this functionality. So here's the Dietz paddling site under dietzpaddling.com as the URL, and this is their English language site for the rest of Europe. So in the footer we have the market selector, and that's under the Euro flag. We click on the German flag, and we'll see it in the German language. And now we're under dietzpaddling.de for the domain. So we switch the domain out. And you'll see here that the product catalog between the English language site, at least at the top level nav, you'll see it, and the English and German versions are very similar in that it's mostly paddles and paddle clothing, but not the actual kayaks and surf skis. But if we go to the Swedish version, they have rights to more products in that market, and you'll see here they're selling surf skis and kayaks in addition to all the other products that are available in the English language and German language stores. Now, this domain here is dietz.se. So you can see as we change languages, we're changing URLs, and that's going to help Google as it's doing its search calculations optimize which version of the store is right for which market. We went into Search Console and said, hey, we want Dietz.se for the Swedish market, dietzpaddling.de for the German market, and so on. So let's look at one of the complex products here. Let's see if I can find one quickly under surf skis to show you how there's a lot going on in their product pages, and this is where we had to do a lot of work across the multiple languages and markets. So on this product here, there's a product options app that we had to add in. There's a lot of functionality going on in that. And then we also have product description. We got quick nav links to get to them, specifications, and then I think it's materials. My Swedish is not that good. So lots of information there on those products and quick navs to get to them. And you can see here we got a long product description with a video. We got the spec table. We've got components, materials, and design. So there's a lot going on this product page. And you see what we're doing is as we change the type of content we're doing, we alternated between a white background and a light gray background to help differentiate what the content you're looking at is. And on desktop, this isn't as important as it is on mobile, because on desktop, I can still see the heading most of the time when I'm looking at content sections. When you get into mobile, you quickly scroll off, and you're going to lose that context. So the alternating of the white and light colored background helps people on mobile differentiate between the content being shown. And as you see here, really long product page, which I'm a fan of, especially for a product like this, which is expensive and a long decision-making process for customers. You want to give them all the information you can. And because the page is so long, you see we have a back to top button that we put up there. And it actually says back to top as opposed to add to cart. Because on this product here, we take them back up to the product form because there's so many product options that they have to be picking. It's in the product options app. We just couldn't have a little add to cart button down here because we wouldn't be confident that they had already made all the product decisions they need to make when adding that to the cart. We continue scrolling down. You'll see we have the accordion where we actually talk a little bit about the brand also, and then the shipping and return policies, which I'm a big fan of including on the product page. So that's a really long product page because it's a really complex product. That's an expensive and important decision for customers to make. So we put a lot of information in there. I'll just show you here let's go back to the English version because I can read the English much better than I can the Swedish. And just show you as we started out, we wanted to be consistent in our branding because there's a lot of apps that we've integrated into the store experience. So we defined our brand, and they wanted to keep a very light style, design aesthetic to things, which is a very Scandinavian thing, which makes a lot of sense. It's a Swedish company, so predominant color that we're actually using is the black and gray, using orange just to highlight things. The red is only used for the add to cart, and the yellow is only used for product reviews. So what you'll see is a very consistent branding in the store with the black and gray and using orange to highlight things. So it's nice and clean and makes it easy for people to understand. And then there's the yellow that we put in there for the reviews. So that is the store that we did, combining 3 different Shopify stores into one to help the store staff save money from not having to spend all the money across the different apps across 3 stores, and to make it easier for the store staff to manage one store instead of 3. All right, thanks for watching.